Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deserts and Garden podcast. I'm Nathan, and this is my wife Mia.
If you're new here, this is not just a highlight reel, but where we share the realities of navigating marriage, faith, and our life together with God's guidance every step of the way.
Yeah, and today we're going to be talking about what true friendship looks like. That's the kind of friendship that shows up, sacrifices, and stays when things get messy.
Right, so as we do, we'll cover 3 different sections. So first we'll talk about what a biblical friendship looks like, and hint, hint, that is more than texting. I'm praying for you.
Sending prayer hands.
Second, we'll talk about, I'm actually going to share a personal story, just about how my perspective on this has changed. And then lastly, we'll wrap up by talking about how we can start working on building these kinds of friendships in our lives. Like how do we build a community in a world where everyone's busy? Like in busy America, how do we make this work?
Yeah, and it's not easy. But hey, let's start with this foundation. What does the Bible say about friendship?
Well, Proverbs says a friend loves at all times.
Yeah, so that means a real friend just isn't there when it's fun or convenient.
Exactly. No, that's a good point. Like Jesus modeled this too. He didn't just teach his disciples. He walked with them. He ate with them. He carried their burdens. That's all times. Friendship is not just about words. It's about that presence.
And yet we live in a time where a lot of friendships are just surface level connections.
Yeah.
We comment on each other's posts, but we don't actually show up when life gets hard.
Yeah. I mean, friendship is so much more than an Instagram like. And it's not even always just about that support, but also sharpening one another.
Yeah.
Like Proverbs also says that we should sharpen each other. Iron sharpens iron.
Yep.
So one person sharpens another. So if we want to grow, then we need friends who are going to challenge us, to encourage us, to walk with us, and that doesn't happen through liking my last Facebook post.
No, not at all.
I don't post on Facebook. I should have said Instagram.
You really should have said Instagram, because you're right. Now, who uses Facebook anymore?
I mean, my family's on there, but I don't post on there. Anyway, so back to what we were talking about. This whole topic really hit home for me, and I wanted to talk about it on the podcast because I had a very funny encounter with my friend the other day, and we've been friends for a while. She's in my wife's crew, which I've talked about several times, but she had her baby shower. Right. So at the end of this baby shower, or in the middle-ish of the baby shower, I said a prayer of blessing for her. So it was really long-winded, and it's funny because her sister texted me the day before the baby shower and was like, hey, do you want to say a prayer? And I was like, 100%. Like, I was like, yes. And her whole testimony through her pregnancy, it's just been so amazing to watch, so amazing to see how God's moved in her life. And I knew, not everyone in her family is Christian. And I knew she wanted her testimony to be shared. So I was so happy to have this opportunity. So I wrote out this really long prayer. I poured my heart into every single aspect of this prayer and this blessing for her and her baby and her husband. And we were wrapping up towards the middle, and I didn't think we were gonna do it. Her sister was like, oh, if we don't get to it, it's fine, whatever. So I texted it to her because I was like, I really poured my heart into this, so even if I don't say it out loud, I want you to have this blessing. And she was like, you have to say it.
Love that. I feel like today, and when I say today, I mean just in general. Baby showers are just about the gifts and maybe the games. You come, you bring a pack of diapers, and cool, you get an chance to raffle. Right.
I did win something though. I think I got a Starbucks card.
But the idea of covering a new mom in prayer, that is so powerful, and it's not just powerful in the way it's just the way it is now. Just think about that wedding we went to 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When they invited us all up and all
to,
of our friends,
lay hands on them,
lay hands
for
them, a couple, and we got back to our seats, and that other couple came up to us oh my goodness, that was so amazing. Yeah. I forget what they asked us, but they were just basically they couldn't get enough of the idea that we went up there and we laid hands on this new couple and we prayed for them. It speaks to, like you said, the non-Christians in the room, the people in that, and that is powerful.
Yeah, right. So fast forwarding the story a little bit, the day after her baby shower, I went over and helped her organize everything, because of course after Christmas or birthdays or it's overwhelming when you get a lot of stuff, and then of course with their first kid, they had a ton of stuff. So I went over the next day and I helped her get everything organized. She made me hot cocoa, very sweet, very sweet. So the next day, so this would be like 3 days in a row, which we do hang out, but we don't hang out that often. So 3 days in a row, she texts me the next day and she's like, do you have like a vacuum or something that'll pick up water? I flooded my basement. And like, even just that is funny, to be the friend that like she reaches out to when like her basement flood. That's kind of funny. But so again, I helped her. I came back. We did have a shock vac, so went over there. I'm on my hands and knees in my sweats. It's like early in the morning, so I didn't even like get out of my pajamas. I just like immediately went over there, got to work. Like, I sent Nathan a picture of my sweatpants and they were like drenched in water. So we're like on the floor, like vacuuming this up. And then after everything was cleaned up, she went back to, washing all the baby clothes and whatnot. So I was helping her to fold them and like put them away and stuff like that after we cleaned up the basement.
Yeah, and I mean, just a testament to that. Like, I feel like, again, nowadays, like, most people would be like, here's a number. Like, call this company to help you clean up. Sorry, I'm unavailable. Like, that sounds like a you problem. Like, I'm praying for you. Like, prayer hands. Whatever it is. Like, hey, like, good luck.
Yeah, I mean, she kept saying like, "Oh, Mia, like, you don't have to stay. I feel bad." And we had this moment when we were sitting after the mess had been cleaned up. We're sitting upstairs. We're doing the laundry, and we just had this moment. And it like 100% must have been a spirit thing, because I probably would have never said something like this in my own volition. But I was like, "Girl, this is what women should be doing. Like, don't feel bad for that." It just hit me so heavy. Like, we're supposed to be in each other's lives like this. Like, people say it so like cavalierly now, like, but it genuinely takes a village. And I feel like in the busyness of our culture, people are so isolated. And so it's like we're not there with each other in our messes. Like, we're not helping each other, doing laundry together. In our culture today, it's so easy to mistake friendships for, I guess, what do you call it, like acquaintanceships, just because you see each other's stuff online. And I think that it makes it harder to have those genuine relationships with people. Like, and that's not just checking in from a distance. And when we had this moment, it just hit me like, I want more friendships like this one, where we're helping each other, and it's not just like, oh, we're hanging out when it's convenient or when it's fun, but like, we're leaning on each other for things like my pipe burst, or I need help organizing, or can you help me with laundry? Like, those little things.
It's not the little things. It's also, like you're saying, the big things. Like, maybe it's not like my pipe broke. Maybe it's, I'm having problems with my husband. I'm having problems with my kids.
Yeah.
Like, and we're not talking about those friends that you're going to. We're just going to like, oh, yeah, your husband's crazy.
Yeah, the drama ones.
The drama ones. We're talking about the ones who are like, well, what did you do?
Yeah.
Like, the ones who are actually going to spiritually
build
you up.
100%.
100%. Like, and that's why I'm saying it. Like, because she is that friend. And, like, that's the kind of friends we need.
Yeah.
We need the friends who are going to be there. And when you say, like, the Facebook and the Instagram, like, you're 100% right. Like, we've made a habit today of these acquaintances who, they know our highlights. They know the good things in our life. They know, like, like, if you say, like, oh, who are your best friends? Like, people pull up their, their top 10 on Facebook. People they go to all the time. Be like, oh, I know this person. They just went on vacation. They just did this. Do you know the drama they're facing, though? They know they're maybe not talking to their son. They're, like, maybe not talking to their daughter. Maybe, like...
Like, the trials they're going through.
The trials. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, that's how you know you have a true friend. If they know the trials.
Like, the people that are actually... that's what I was going to say. The people that are actually coming alongside of you in the fight. Like, you want to know, like, who your true friends are, the ones that are gonna like stand beside you and fight with you. And I so desire and pray for friends that aren't too busy to like stop and give that hand, to like join the fight, to sleep over when needed, or to show up when my pipe bursts. Like, people that I can talk to, rely on, lean on, and like vice versa. Like, kind of back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, where would you say you're at right now on, like, that winning those friends? Like, how many would you say you have?
One.
One?
Hold on. Maybe two? Maybe. I have a solid one, but my goal is to have at least, like, 5 that are, like, no, I have a solid 5.
I mean, I'm just gonna say we both have some work to do then.
Yeah.
Like, I have people that I can talk to.
Yeah.
But to say, like, hey, like, this one guy knows everything about me, like, I can't say that. No. I mean, and I don't expect them to. That's why we say you need to have friends.
Like, yeah, so that's why I said 5, because it's not even necessarily that one person needs to know everything about you, but if you have 5, that's where, like, you can kind of lighten that load, which for me is why this is, like, really important in this season, because I don't want it to be that my one solid friend that I have is the one who I'm just dumping everything on. When you have 5, like, that's where, like, you kind of have that mix where, like, I can call up one, and, like, you know, this day where I'm having whatever, and then next week I might, like, call someone else, or if it's a specific topic, like, I know she's really good with, you know, marriage and family because that's the season she's in, or maybe I have another friend who's really good with, like, diet and exercise. Like, you want to have a diversity.
Yeah, like, I mean,
it takes a village. That's what he said.
When we were going through one of our trials, I just remember one of the pastors basically talking to me and basically saying, like, I'm not going to be your guy.
Like, the guy.
The guy. I'll be a guy.
Yeah.
I'll be one of the guys you call when you're having problems. But, like, I got a wife, and I have kids, and I have my own trials I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
So, to say, like, you know, I'm going to be the guy who's constantly you can call and constantly rely on, like, that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
But I will be your friend, and I will come alongside you when I'm available. So, I encourage you to, like, reach out, find new friends, and get that group of people that you can rely on to, men and women.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. That's a good point.
So, like, how do we actually build these kinds of friendships?
Well, being that I have at least one, maybe I'll go first. But I think first off, you have to be the kind of friend that you want to have. And I think we've talked about this for, I mean, years at this point. I think one of the bigger struggles for you is, I mean, like we're saying, it's you're busy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what we're saying is, like, if you want friends that are not too busy for you, you have to show up as the friend that's not too busy
for them.
For them.
Yeah, I love that. You know, a lot of people say, like, I wish I had deeper friendships, but they're also not putting in the effort.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't say that I want a friend who shows up for me, but then when they need me, I'm like, oh, well, I'm busy, like, you know, let me know how it goes. Like, kind of like you're saying, like, oh, prayer hands, I'm praying for you.
Yeah.
Da-da-da. But then, like, on the other hand, I'm mad when they don't show up for me. Like, you know, you can't, it has to be reciprocal. Like, you got to show up as who you want them to show up as.
Yeah, and, like, being honest, like you just said, like, I'm busy. Like, and that's the world we live in. Like, everyone is busy. But, you know, true friendships require sacrifice. Yeah, and intention. I mean, sometimes you have to go first. And I think, for me, this is where it shifted. Like, the friend that I'm talking about, I actually, which I don't know, maybe this sounds weird, but I'm going to share it anyway. I saw her at church, and I stalked her on Facebook. And I sent her a message, and I said, hey, looking for some new friends. Would you want to go out to, like, coffee or something with me? I remember that. And we did. We went out to... we went somewhere, and that place closed, and we were like, we want to keep talking. So we ended up at, like, the yoga factory, and we talked for hours and hours and hours and hours. And that's, like, how that relationship started. So you might have to go first, and that might be for a while. Like, you might have to keep inviting them over. You might have to keep being the one who offers to help. You might have to keep being the one who texts first. But keep doing it, because that consistency will grow. Yeah. And then it might grow into, like, something that's reciprocal. And then if it doesn't, like, give it time. Yeah, see absolutely. If it's a one-way relationship. But I would say maybe 2, 3, even 4 months. Yeah, just keep inviting, keep hanging out, and, like, you know, see if it goes anywhere. Yeah. And, like, but the whole point of that is, like, you know, real community, it's not accidental. It's not something you're just going to fall into. Yeah. Like, you have to build it, and you have to be intentional in it. Yeah. So, takeaways for today is friendships are not about convenience. They're about commitment. Same as marriage. So, if you want a deep, meaningful relationship, you have to be willing to show up. Yeah. And if you're in a season where you don't have those kinds of friendships yet, take this as a sign. Like, start being the kind of friend. I'm accepting applications. I'm just kidding. Anyway, we would love to hear from you guys. We'd love to hear your thoughts. How have friendships shaped your life? Have you struggled to find friends or make a community? Like, let us know in the comments. Share what's been helpful for you. Send us a message. Or if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, be sure to leave us a review. We love hearing from you guys. Thanks for listening to the Deserts and Garden podcast. Until next time, walk in love. Live with purpose. And trust God in every desert and garden. See ya.